Hi, I'm Jess Williams and I'm the Manager of Community Programs at Proveda. And we are here today to launch Dying to Know Day 2024 with the key message of one size does not fit all. Have you discussed your final arrangements? So this campaign is all about harnessing the transformative power of the community to really unlock our discomfort around talking about end-of-life matters. We've got gatherings across the country in the month of August that are in person and online. So I'm here with Narelle and with Suzanne, and these two amazing women have really brought this creative to life. And so I just wanted to ask you, Narelle, we want to unpack kind of the story behind the creative this year, and I don't know if you've got in shot, but we've got some boots and some roller skates and some flowers. So we'll come to you in a second, Miss Suzanne. But yeah, do you want to just tell us the story of how we got here with this particular creative?
Absolutely. I mean, I guess ultimately all of us are going to face the inevitable at end of life. But this year what we want to really lean into is celebrating diversity and people, you know, that, as you said, the kind of one size doesn't fit all. So, you know, your end of life and what you want should be about you. It should be personal. It should be your choice. So I guess this year's creative is representing from a floral arrangement what different people might like, you know, for their flowers at end of life, which are always there in that sort of space at end of life, and also the different nature of all of us as individuals. So so the various sort of shoes that have become the vessel or the vase for this year's campaign are representing different types of personalities, different sorts of people. So we're not all the same, and basically that's what this year's campaign is all about. It is about, you know, diversity and celebrating individual choice. And I'd like to say that the creative concept actually came from one of the other members of the marketing team, which is Alicia, who is behind the camera today. So she's our little storyteller and came up with this really unique creative concept for the 2024 campaign.
Fantastic. So we grieve as we live and we die as we live, and this is about celebrating life and all of its highs and lows. And we were introduced to the beautiful Suzanne, who, thank God, is really good at flowers. And we kind of shared all of this with Suzanne and said, what do you reckon? Do you want to be part of the Dying to Know Day creative team this year? And thank God you said yes. So
Absolutely.
thank you. So I'm curious, what does diversity mean to you? And maybe tell us a little bit about why you love helping people with their final celebrations.
Look, as soon as I started working with flowers, I knew I wanted to be involved in the funeral scene as such. I think it's something so personal, not only for the deceased that's passed, but also for the family and for that actual celebration of their death at the funeral. So going into flowers and, you know, representing a person through flowers has become quite a personal process. The diversity is really important because myself, I'm a really huge advocate of diversity in terms of who I employ with my company and how I run my business and how I'm branded. And I think we have a lot of societal should-dos, particularly around death and around funerals. And if your dad was a gardener, why not have some of his gorgeous flowers or herbs in the arrangement?
Love that.
There's no better way to represent a person than to express it through the flowers. And it's something that is going to be there on the day, like we were saying in the funeral, will be the flowers.
Right. Or a living wake even, right?
Or a living wake. It could be exactly someone's unwell and they're having a process before they pass away. They want to have a celebration and make it about the flowers and make it a beautiful day.
And I know that there are some funeral organisers out there who love to encourage people to use textures on coffins.
Yes.
So, you know, I mean, you can take it in so many directions. And as you're sharing, Suzanne, I'm actually thinking about the process of developing our death literacy, which quite often is about working out what your priorities are. So what's the one most important thing for you? And for some people it might be, I want to know that my dogs are with me in my final days of life. And, you know, what we're always banging on about is tell your people these things, you know, like I'm sure for some, you know, absolutely, don't leave it unsaid. So, you know, so in a minute I'm going to ask you both what one thing you're going to do for yourselves for Dying to Know Day. But, you know, just encouraging you, if you are thinking about hosting an event this year, get in touch with us, because we're available 24/7 and we would love to talk to you about that, and we would love to feature your event as well. If Dying to Know Day for you is about coming along to an event, look out for our newsletters. We will be registering events and letting you know where and when they're going to take place. And so we want you to come to these events so that you can hear different people's perspectives and then go, that's my hero flower. That's what I want for myself. And then we're going to go and tell people about it, you know, write it down, shoot a video, send it in a message on your phone. We don't have to overcomplicate these things. Okay, Narelle, what is one thing you're going to do for yourself for Dying to Know Day?
A lot of our history and our family, photographs and digital library currently is in a little bit of a mess. I'd like to pull that all together, so I've got something to kind of give to my children.
Well done. Suzanne?
Well, I do have a dependent at home, and that's my greyhound Betty White. So I think who's going to
Is that her name?
That is her name. Who is going to take on 28 kilos of Betty White, you know, if something happens to me? So I really do need to finish writing my will. It's been a Word document that's never made it to the solicitor.
Well, you've both declared yourself publicly, so you're going to be held accountable to this now. So well done you. End of life planning is it is complicated and it's not. So you know, but you want to just chunk it down and do a little bit each year, which is why Dying to Know Day happens every year, because it's never a one-off conversation. It's never a one-off thought. Every year you can decide to do one more thing. You don't have to be overwhelmed or feel overwhelmed about it. So check out some of the new resources on the website. Sign up to the newsletter if you haven't done so already, and we will be sharing some featured events in the lead up to the day. If you're hosting an event, get in touch with us. We'd love to feature your event. So come along to an event, listen to the different perspectives, reflect on what's important to you, and have a wonderful Dying to Know Day 2024.